Hello, my beautiful friends. It is Black Friday, and I did in fact go shopping today to Cabela's. They had flannel on sale. But we're not here to talk about flannel. We are here to talk about Advent. And can you celebrate Advent if you're not a Christian? And the answer to this question, and all questions like it, is yes. Of course you can. You're an adult. You do whatever you want. But Advent is a very special time. I think it's a very special time of year. And like most Christian observances, Advent actually comes out of the Celtic and pagan traditions. So what is Advent? Well, adventus, the Latin word, means coming or arrival. So it's the arrival of something. And Advent specifically is about the arrival of light. So predating Christians, during this dark period of time where we're waiting for the Winter Solstice, Yule, Albanarthen, whatever you call it, there would be this preparatory time as the Celts waited for the light to come, because Winter Solstice is when, right now it gets darker and darker and darker, and then when the solstice comes, it'll start getting lighter and lighter and lighter. So there was much anticipation, much expectation, and a lot of preparation was made in this dark time, waiting for that light to come. So then the Christians sort of adopted it, and like, well, who did it? Well, our records go back to about 400 AD, and the first sort of group that we see that sort of brings Advent forward was through, I can't remember what it was called, something of Tours, and it was the French. The French brought it forward. It was this, like they called it St. Martin's Lent, or the Nativity fast, and the monks had to fast, for 40 days, coming up to Christmas time. And originally it wasn't about the birth of Christ. It was about just Jesus coming to Bethlehem in general. But it was adopted, and then it got popular with Pope Gregory, and, different things took place. And so it was like a Catholic thing, but then the Protestants got involved, and the Lutherans got very interested in it and began creating the wreaths. The Advent wreath is actually a Lutheran concept, and putting straw and hay in a manger, preparing for the birth of Christ. It became much more tied to the birth of Christ, and sort of that anticipation and coming. And so, and then you think, well, where did Advent calendars come from? Well, that actually comes, what made that popular was President Eisenhower. There was a picture, I think it was either Newsweek or Time, one of the big magazines at the time, had a picture of him opening a window with his grandchildren, and that's what made Advent calendars popular. And then Cadbury, a British chocolatier, was like, we could put samples behind those little windows, and that's how chocolate came about in Advent calendars. The Advent wreaths are from the Lutheran tradition. There are 4 candles, typically purple. There's some churches use blue and whatever, and there's usually like three purple ones and 1 pink in the 3rd week, which is I have no idea why they do that. I think it's because of, like, that's Shepherd Sunday, so I think it's, I don't know why they do it. I just wanted a different color candle. I don't know. But and then it's usually this year it starts on December 1st, because that's Sunday, and then it goes up to Christmas. But it's usually like the 26th or 27th of November through like the 3rd or something of December is when it starts, and then it leads up to Christmas, and each week has a theme. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to have a talk each week about the theme that is all about Advent. But I think it's interesting that, the church has been critical and has acted unbecomingly toward people of outer faiths, as regards rituals and traditions like lighting candles and saying prayers and incantations. And yet Advent is all about that. Advent is all about, that taking that time each and every day, setting aside space in this anticipation of light, that this light is going to come into the world. And the Celts, it was physical light, like the sun is no longer going to it's not going to be dark every day. We're going to get more and more light. And so we're excited, and yay, let's do whatever we can to prepare for that day when that comes. And then that translated into, let's remember the birth of Christ and the light that he brought into the world, and let's prepare for him. And I like Advent more than Lent, because I think Advent brings hope. and you can celebrate hope no matter what your tradition. Lent is a little bit of a sadder time because that's, that's the 40 days where we're waiting for them to crucify Christ. If you're Christian, that's the day that Christians become Christian, as on Easter. So I like Advent because I think everybody can celebrate Advent, because we can all get behind hope and joy, and hope, joy, love, and hope is the first one. I wrote it down. I can't remember what order they go in. It's hope, which is the prophecy candle. Peace, that's the second one, and that's the Bethlehem candle. Then it's joy, which is the shepherd's candle, and then it's love, which is the angel's candle. And joy is always the candle that's a different color, and I don't know why, and I don't know that it's that important, because you could do any colors you want, right? You're an adult, you can pick whatever colors you want. Clearly, the Roman Church changed how they did it over time, and then the Protestants sort of adopted it. I know other faith traditions, other world religions have a coming of, or a period of fasting, or a period of prayer in anticipation of something, or in memory of something. So Advent isn't unique to Christianity, and it isn't entirely Christian. And when we look at Christmas customs, things that we do in the Christian church, the evergreen tree, those all those Yule traditions, all of those Winter Solstice traditions come from the pagan community, and some of them come from the Celtic community. So we're going to talk about all of those things, but it's really one of my most favorite times of the year, because I love waiting for, and preparing our hearts for this light of the world, and how can we be better ambassadors of light, no matter what your religious tradition, or even if you don't have one. We all have an opportunity to be light in this world, and how exciting is it to prepare for that? So I am wishing you all the very best in light and love. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.